Chapter 4, Working with Queries, Forms, Reports. Chapter includes what is a query? Creating a query. Creating a query in Query Wizard. Formatting a form. Exporting a report. Setting a relationship between tables. Specifying simple and multiple criteria. What are forms? What are reports? A database is a collection of information that is organized so that it can be easily accrued, managed, and updated. Computer databases typically contain aggregations of data records or files containing information on about sales transaction interaction with specific customers. What is a query? A query is a request for data or information from a database table or combination of tables. This may be generated as a result returned by structured query language. In our daily life, we make various types of queries to get particular information. For example, which students are scoring above 85% marks, which students live in Sector 16, Noida, and so on. We can make quick decisions depending on that criteria. Let us learn the concept of queries with the help of example given below. Example, in the students table, we have records of class 8 and class 9 students. Suppose we want to extract the records of students of class 8 and class 9 who live in Noida. We can find this with the help of queries. Queries are made on tables and the results are shown in the form of a table, that is, in a group of rows and columns with the set of records that match the given condition. Microsoft Access provides different types of queries: select, parameter, crosstab, action, and SQL structured query language query. Setting a relationship between tables. Relationships are links that define a field in one table with the same field in another table. In Access, you can store data in multiple tables. To bring that information together, you require to define relationships between the tables. Once you have defined relationship between the tables, data from both the tables can be used by query, form, or report. A relationship works by matching a field with the same name in both the tables. Generally, these matching fields are the primary key from one table that identifies each record in a table and a foreign key in the other table. A foreign key is a value in one table that must match with the primary key of another table. To set a relationship, create two tables. One with the name students that contains information about students like their roll number, of name, class, address, and city, and the other with the name marks that contains the information about the student's roll number, percentage, and grade. Open one of them in the datasheet view. Facts.com. A select query retrieves data from one or more tables and displays the record set in a datasheet. You can also use a select query to group the data and to calculate the sum, count the average, and other types of total. Click on the Database Tools tab. Select the Relationships button from the Relationships group. The Show Table dialog box emerges. Select the desired table and click on the Add button. The selected table will display in the Object Relationships window. Similarly, add another table to the Relationships window. You can start the Queries tab if your relationships are based on queries, or start both tab if relationships are based on both tables and queries. Click on the Close button to close the Show Table dialog box. Move the primary key of the parent table, for example, Students table, and drop it over the same field in the Child table, for example, Marks table. In our example, Roll number is the primary key. The Edit Relationships dialog box displays. Click on the Create button. Access creates the relationship between the tables. A line linking the two tables will appear denoting that both have been linked on the basis of the linked field. Click on the Save button on the Quick Access toolbar to save the relationship and then close the Relationships window by clicking on the Close button on the Relationships group. Creating a query. Access dispenses two ways to create a query: Query Wizard, Query Design. Creating a query in Design View. The Design View imports more control over a query. It enables you to make a query from the scratch. 1. Select the Create tab on the ribbon and locate the Queries group. 2. Click the Query Design command. 3. Access will switch to Query Design View. 4. Click Add, then click Close. 5. The selected table will appear as a small window in the Object Relationship pane. Design Grid. The Design Grid appears at the bottom of the query design below the design canvas. The selected query table shows a list of fields. Double-click on the field names you would like to add in the query. They will be added to the Design Grid, the bottom section of the query window. You can also add fields to the query by moving them from the field list to the Design Grid. The Design Grid is same as a spreadsheet, with columns indicating each field in the query. Let us learn about the Design Grid. Field. The name of the family field. The first row of the Design Grid shows the selected field names from the table. Table. Below each field name is the name of the present table. Show. The show row exhibits a check mark. The fields with check marks show the information when the query runs. To hide the field during time, deselect the check mark by clicking on it. Sort. This feature is used to filter the data either in an ascending or descending order. It is optional. Criteria. It includes the condition on the basis of which the records will be filtered in the query output. Sort index. A value that indicates the order in which sort criteria will be applied. This feature is used to set multiple criteria in a query. Alias. The alternate name for a given field. Facts.com. To reopen the Show Table dialog box, while creating relationship, click on the Show Table button on the Design tab in the Relationships group. Facts.com. The Design Grid is divided into rows and columns. Each column represents a field that will be included in the output. Identifying simple criteria. We identify criteria in the criteria row of the Design Grid. Define the criteria value in the criteria row and the data will be filtered accordingly in the query output. Let us understand it with the help of example given below. To view the roll numbers and names of students of class 8, double-click on the desired fields in the table. Drag the cursor to the criteria row and type the criteria =8 in the class field column. Click on the sort property in the F-name column and set it in the ascending order. Click on the Close button of the query window to save the query. A dialog box will emerge asking you to save changes to the design of query 1. Click on the Yes button to save the changes. The Save As dialog box will display. Define the query name and click OK. The query name will display in the navigation pane. Make sure you have selected the All Access Objects option from the drop-down menu in the navigation pane. Double-click on the query name to view the query output. The query result will be appeared in the datasheet view, which looks like a table. Facts.com. All the tables you select to include in your query will appear as small windows in the Object Relationship pane. Each window contains a list of the available fields within those tables. Identifying multiple to see information when either two or more alternate criteria are satisfied, you can make use of all criteria row in the design grid of the query. From a wide range of record, you want to see the records of class 8 and class startly. Bring the cursor to the criteria row and type the condition =8 in class field. Type the second condition =9 in the row of the same column. Now run the query by clicking on the Run button on the Design tab. The query result will be appeared in the datasheet view. If you want to save your query, click on the Save command in the Quick Access toolbar. When prompted to name it, type the required name and then click OK. Making a query in Query Wizard. Query Wizard. The power and flexibility of query design is the entire reason you use database programs. They can quickly access, calculate, and summarize the records that they pull from the various tables. To make a query in Query Wizard, do the following steps given below. Click on the Create tab. Select the Query Wizard button in the Queries group. The new Query dialog box displays the Simple Query Wizard option is selected by default. Click OK. The Simple Query Wizard screen displays as shown in the figure. Select the table that includes the data in the Table/Queries list box. Now, add the fields that you want to have in the query result. To add field, follow the given steps. To add a field, select the desired field in the Available Fields box. Click on the single forward arrow button or just double-click on the field. You will observe that the selected field is shifted to the Selected Fields box. Suppose you want to add the fields, then click on the double forward arrow button. It will shift all the fields at once. You can delete the selected fields from the Selected Fields box. To delete them one by one, click on the single backward arrow button, or to delete all at once, click on the double backward arrow button. Once you have selected the desired fields, then click on the Next button. The Simple Query Wizard screen, 2 of 3 displays, prompting you to either select the details or summary query. Simply click on the Next button. In the next step, Simple Query Wizard screen, 3 of 3 emerges. Enter a new title for your query. Notice that the Open query is used to view information and Radio button is selected by default. Now, click on the Finish button. The query result will display in the datasheet view. You will notice that the query name is visible in the navigation pane. What are forms? A form in Access is a database object that you can use to break a user interface for a database application. A bound form is one that is directly connected to a data source, such as a table or query, and can be used to enter, edit, or display data from that data source. Any form you make from a table will allow you to view the data that is already in that table. If want, you can also add new data. A form can have a different name from a table, yet it manipulates the same information and data to the corresponding table. If you change a record in a form, it will be reflected in a table also. Data can be inserted, updated, and deleted from a table by using a form object. You can work on a form in the following 3 views. Form view is used to enter, edit, and view data. Design view is used to adjust the design of your form. It provides you a more detailed view of the structure of a form, such as header, detail, and footer sections. Layout view is used to modify the appearance and size of different controls of a form. Making a form. To make a form, select the table or query in the navigation pane that you want to use as the data source for the form. Click on the Create tab on the ribbon. Select the Form option in the Forms group. A new form is created and opens in the Layout view, in which you can modify the look of form. You will observe that 3 new tabs, Design, Arrange, and Format, display on the ribbon. If you want to modify or enter data in the form, click on the Home tab View button Form View. Use the Record navigation bar to move through the records in the form. After completing the data entry, save your work by clicking on the Save option in Quick Access toolbar or the Save option in the File tab. You will notice that the form object gets added in the navigation pane. Formatting a form. After creating a form, you might want to modify its appearance. Formatting your forms can help to make your database look consistent and professional. Facts.com. An action query creates a new table or alters your data or database by adding, deleting, updating, and appending data to it. Using Design tab. To format a form using Design tab, follow the steps given below. Click on Logo in the Header/Footer group. The Insert Picture dialog box display. Select any picture and click OK. Click on Title in the Header/Footer group. Enter Student's Query as the title for the form. Click on Date and Time in the Header/Footer group. The Date and Time dialog box will display. Choose the required format of the date and time and click OK. You will find date and time placeholders in the header section of the form. You can move these placeholders to the footer section also if you want to show date and time there. Click on Themes in the Themes group. Click on the desired theme from the drop-down menu. Using Format tab. To format a form using Format tab, follow the steps given below. Click on the background image in the Background group. The Browse button appears. Click on it. Locate and choose the picture in the Insert Picture dialog box and then click on the Open button. Select the field to which you want to apply conditional formatting. Say Class, click on the Conditional Formatting option in the Control Formatting group. Click on New Rule in the Conditional Formatting Rules Manager dialog box. Under Select a Rule Type, select Check Values in the current record or use an expression. Under Edit the Rule Description, select the rule Apply Desired Formatting and click OK. What are reports? A report is an object in Microsoft Access that is used to display and print your data in an organized manner. The navigation pane is where you can find all the saved reports in the database. A report can be created exactly in the same way as we have created a form. The only change is that after selecting the Create tab, click on Report in the Reports group. Access creates a report and places all fields of the selected table in the report. 4 new tabs display on the ribbon while reports are created. Design, Arrange, Format, and Page Setup. Click on the Save option on the Quick Access toolbar to save the report. The report objects gets added in the navigation pane. Facts.com. A report consists of information that is pulled from tables or queries, as well as information that is stored with the report design, such as labels, that provide the underlying data are also known as reports record source. There are the 4 different types of views in which a report can appear. Report view. You can view data of the report in this view but cannot make any changes in the design. Print view. This view enables you to see how the report will look like when printed. Layout view. It gives a view that resembles what the report will actually look like to the user. In this view, you can also modify the design of the report to some extent, like change the size of different controls. Design view. This view shows only the structure of the report, which can be changed and customized as per the requirement. This view does not show the underlying data, but shows the expressions that are used to create content. For example, you may find date function on the header section of the report but not the actual date. Formatting a report. You can format a report like forms, applying different options present on the Design and Format tabs. Facts.com. Reports consists of controls that provides the labels, field values, lines, pages, number, and more that make up the report. Printing a report. Select the File tab and then click either on the Print option or select the Print Preview View option to print a report. This view shows how the report will appear on a page. It also enables you to select the page orientation, page setup, etc. If required, change the page size, margin width, and page orientation applying to the related commands on the ribbon. Click on the Print option. The Print dialog box will display. Set the required print option and then click OK. Exporting a report. Report header. A report contains a header and a footer that run along the top and bottom of each page respectively. Header and footer can contain static text, images, lines, rectangles, background images, and expressions. Click on the drop-down arrow of the View button on the Home tab and select Print Preview from the drop-down list of options. The report will be opened in the Print Preview layout, and the ribbon will show the commands associated with the Print Preview layout. On the Data group, click on the drop-down arrow of the More button and select Word. The Export RTF file dialog box will display on the screen. Select the location where you want to save the report and give a suitable name to the report. You will also find some export options. Select the options as per your requirement. Click OK. A final screen will display on the screen, informing you about the successful completion of the exporting process. Click on the Close button. Find the Word file where the report has been exported and open it. Key points. A query is a simple question that you ask to find a particular information from the database. Microsoft Access provides different types of queries: select, parameter, cross-tab, action, and SQL query. Relationships are links that ask related to a field in one table with the same field in another table. Access provides 2 ways to create a query: through the query wizard and through the query design. The criteria feature comprises the condition on the basis of which the records will be filtered in the query output. A form is a piece of paper on which a user fills the desired information in the specific fields. A report is an object in Microsoft Access that is used to display and print your data in an organized manner.